Blink-182's performance distastefully closes Lollapalooza.
This podcast is hardly focused.
The French.
Blink played at Lollapalooza. They headlined Lollapalooza in Chicago. And this review of the performance has gone viral. And it's from the Daily Illini. I'm going to say dailyillini.com. It's a college-run online newspaper. And the writer, Ella Narag, you should know I'm awful at pronouncing names.
Yeah, you don't want me doing that. I've slaughtered many a name.
She was, I'm going to say, forced at gunpoint by the university to watch Blink-182 and review their performance, because the headline is Blink-182's performance distastefully closes Lollapalooza. Yeah, it's just written by someone who is unfamiliar with Blink-182, who has probably never gone out of their way to listen to Blink-182 outside of maybe hearing one of their radio staples in passing. Maybe someone would have to tell them, oh, that, if they hear I Miss You and they say, oh, that's who this band is. And Ella goes, oh, okay, I've heard of them. But
I'll go to that show.
Seems like a bunch of nice young whippersnappers.
Right. Play her family reunion before she gets there and she'll know what she's in for. This is like my mom hearing, I don't know, same thing, like hearing Miss You and being like, oh, that's such a nice song. Play me more of that. And I go, I'm not gonna, Mom. Like, I'm just gonna stop there. You enjoy that one. I get it. It's a different time. Has Blink-182 grown up? No, they haven't. But the thing I think we had in common with them at the Sandbox was we weren't hurting anybody. We weren't intentionally hurting it. We were just having a good time. And that's all they're doing. And they're talking about each other and their bombs.
She began the review with, quote, cringeworthy and repulsive. Blink-182's headlining performance was unworthy of closing out this year's Lollapalooza. The set, though filled with lively songs and an engaged audience, was filled with all too memorable, odious remarks from the two lead singers, Mark Hoppus and Tom DeLonge.
First of all, what does she mean worthy of Lollapalooza? Again, she wasn't even born when Lollapalooza started. And it had a lull. Like, how many years has it been going since they brought it back? Like, isn't it only in Chicago? Or is it multiple cities?
I can't remember if they still do. I think they still do Brazil.
Right. So it's like, again, what is the history there of, oh, not worthy of? Isn't Riot Fest the better festival in Chicago anyway, where all the punk bands play?
It is.
I'd rather go to that.
I've been there. It's phenomenal.
Oh, I hate you so much. These kids and this wife and this job and this house. Oh, I could be out just doing drugs and going to punk shows.
And they moved it to a stadium for this year, and I don't know how I feel about that, because they finally got kicked out of the park that they've been performing in the last few years. But I fucking loved it there. I went to all 3 days in 2022, and it was dude, I got to see the Misfits with Danzig. Like,
that's
come on.
Check. This girl, she said she's a sophomore, which that makes her 19, 20, 18, 19, 20, 21 at best. And judging by her social, media, it's just not for her. And so if she's going to be a journalist, I guess this is a, editorial. So, but like, you got to take yourself out of it and you got to do your research. And if she knew what they were, they hit the nail on the head. They were them. Like, it's a nostalgia act at this point. They formed in like the mid 90s.
Yeah.
It's 30 years, guys. Like, they're not going to change.
And it's what they're known for. I mean, she even says, why are two older men aged 52 and 48 respectively, who have wives and children, making jokes about sleeping with the other's mother?
Because it makes me laugh. That's why. It's the same reason when I get together with my buddies from back home, or with talking to you, like, or with Fletcher and Charlie, like, I'll make those jokes because it's funny. And you're either in on it or you're not. And she's not, and it's not for her. And that's okay.
Yeah.
But they certainly aren't going to change because she wrote this, and she's rightfully getting flamed, right?
She
Nobody's on team blink-182 should be more serious.
Yeah, the Blink-182 subreddit, they've been begging people not to post her public, college email address. Yeah, and begging them not to inundate her with feedback and comments, let's say. But I'm sure.
Right. You do it on her on the newspaper website. That's where it belongs.
Yep.
If that's where it's posted, that's where it goes. There used to be etiquette, but now we hunt down everybody's handle on whatever outlet they have and bombard them with.
Yeah.
If it's posted here, that's where you comment. If it's posted multiple places, then you got the freedom to post a comment on those.
Yep.
But you shouldn't be hitting everything. Don't carpet bomb.
I remember listening to you guys interview them.
It's the best interview we did. I think that hands down, people stole that and posted it on YouTube. Like the YouTube video that somebody put I haven't Googled it lately, but it had a ton of views. Somebody just posted it with like a picture of Blink, and it's fun because I'm a super fan.
Mm-hmm.
The other two were, Fletcher's a fan, and Charlie knew enough if he wasn't a fan. And it was just good times because Mark and Tom are just good at time. Like that's what the band is. Like that's what she missed in her review was they're just goofing off, having a good time. So what if they're making dick jokes? There's nothing wrong with dick jokes or fuck your mom jokes. Like, yeah, they're funny.
By the way, I have a lot of respect. If it wasn't you, whoever began that interview with "Boo, bring back plus 44."
I think that was probably Fletcher. But that's the thing. We didn't say that as like, it's that thing about humor, We almost said that as insiders. We said that as fans. They knew we didn't mean like, oh, we really like plus 44 better than you. Yeah. It meant we have this knowledge of these other things you have done. And, we can make this reference and you can appreciate it. Mm-hmm. Even like when we were like doing the, where are you? And he's like, do I really sound like that? Like that is the best thing ever. And they played along with it. It's my favorite interview ever. I would do that interview every time.
Wait, you mean this?
Where are you?
It's so good. And they had and I got deep into it. I was like, I want to hear you remake Wasting Time. It's your best song. And they're like, holy shit, dude, relax, will you? And it's they say never meet your heroes. And I wouldn't necessarily call them heroes, but at least they're real. We had a real conversation with them about nonsense, because that's what this is. Like, entertainment is nonsense. You either like it or you don't. And some people take it so seriously, and this girl clearly takes it seriously. She can't have any brothers, or if she does, she only has one, and she doesn't hear him talk to his buddies about, like, hey, can you hit that for me? Like, meaning the light switch. And he's like, oh no, I hit your mom. Yeah. Like, while he's air humping, like, these are things that happen in real life. And there's no malice. There's no meanness. Of course it's crude, but it's still fun.
I was also curious if she is heavily religious, and her all of her social media, like everything that she has been locked down. I imagine
she made a mistake hitting publish, for sure.
Yeah, but her Instagram profile says she is a quote follower of Jesus. So,
again, Lollapalooza is not for you. It's like they forget that maybe Lollapalooza is so far removed from where like people were lighting their nipples on fire with the Jim Rose circus back in the day. It's Lollapalooza. If you want, you can go see your youth pastor with his guitar at some prairie somewhere or at some farm, but Blink. You're not the target audience.
Blink is definitely not being played on K-Love.
Right. I don't go to church because I'm not the target audience.